Chapter 4. Greenland. The Second Echo. 3,000 miles away, under 2 miles of ice, something ancient began to melt. The Nuke Research Station, silent for weeks due to erratic magnetic interference, suddenly transmitted a full bandwidth signal. It was music repeating and layered with harmonics and ratios matching the golden spiral. Buried in the audio spectrum was a visual code noted by an AI-educated robot. When decoded by researchers at L Academy Scandinavia, it produced an Atlantean map. It was a spiraled star map of Earth's fault lines, geothermal vents, and crystal caves. At the center was a single word, written in an ancient variant of Proto-Sumerian, Keros. In English, it meant the right moment. Back at Dome 001, Arizona. Elle stood beneath the dome's largest projection panel as the children, robot teachers, the teacher mentors, adults learning new skills, and early recruits gathered in silence. She tapped into the global system Tesla had hidden in myth, stone, and story. The system had waited a century for a single compatible voice, hers. The domes responded in sequence, lighting up one by one: Kyoto, Alexandria, Oslo, Cusco, Wellington, Cape Town, Reykjavik, and Tikal. Tomo's image appeared first, his eyes wide and calm. Then came the others. They were children with quiet faces and wide perception. Some holding research experiments of quartz crystals, others sketching architectures and patterns from ancient history thousands of years ago. Each had found their journey to L Academies in their own way, sometimes through tragedy, sometimes by sheer intuition. Now, their names populated the carrier registry. She stopped reading after the sixth. Carrier 2, Tomo Murakami, Japan. Carrier 3, Anaya Kes, Ghana. Carrier 4, Luca Soren, Greenland. Carrier 5, Iman Tariq, Egypt. Carrier 6, Rio Mendoza, Peru. The console blinked, reading L's eye movement and brain synapses, 6 of 42 activated. She turned to her inner circle, Ian, Tara, and Romano. Even Boston Dynamics automatons hummed in standby, waiting for her orders. L Academies, she said quietly, is no longer a prototype. It's a relay station between humanity and Earth. They waited for more information, as Elle looked at the geologic news feed where volcanic smoke rose in the distance as a signal. The planet was trying to speak. She placed her hand on the copper coil at the center of the dome. I'm initiating phase 2, she whispered. Whatever that means. Across the planet, people closed their eyes and hoped for better people, and betterment for Earth. Deep in the archive vault, unseen by Elle, a final chamber opened on its own. Inside was a preserved note, faded but sealed in copper. A projection of the note emanated across all L Academy consoles. It was meant for everyone. The one you loved had to break you. Without that fracture, the signal would have missed its mark. And beneath that, handwritten in Tesla's own pen, said, "Forgive him. Even the wrong ones serve the right timeline." The man who missed the signal. Cole had been waking up at 4:20 a.m. every morning by vibration. He originally thought it was his phone. It wasn't. He'd thrown that out a week ago. This was something stranger, a low hum. It started in the base of his neck, almost like a migraine warning. Then it sank into his ribs and spread outward, a pressure like standing inside a speaker too large for the room. Always at the same time, 4:20. Every single morning. He'd stopped asking why. Cole lived in a trailer on the edge of Flagstaff now, after the pain he inflicted on Elle mentally. He hadn't tried to contact her, although part of him wanted to. Another part, the honest part, knew she was beyond him now. She always had been, but it had taken seeing her nearly die for him to understand that. Lately, the world was cracking open, and Cole, despite his self-loathing, was beginning to notice what most people couldn't yet see. That morning, he woke again at 4:20 a.m. sharp. This time, the hum didn't fade, it deepened. He stumbled through the trailer door, barefoot, shirtless, and half delirious. The desert outside was lit up by a bluish haze, a flickering shimmer dancing low over the sand, like a mirage moving like a dancer's elegant arms. He took a step forward. His ears rang. Then it happened. The wind, sound, and time all felt like they stopped. Then a single note pulsed through the sky. Cole bent over from grief with his hands on his knees and began sobbing. Memories rushed in. Elle's voice at the pier of peacemakers. Then her breath on the hospital bed after the coma. Finally, the exact moment he chose to run, and the exact moment he realized he regretted it. The wind resumed and the hum retreated, but before it vanished completely, it left something behind. It was a symbol burned lightly into the dirt. Before him was an image of a 3-turn vortex with a number at the base, 22. He stared at it, then whispered, "No way." He didn't know what it meant, but his gut did. He wasn't just a bystander. He was the 22nd piece of something far bigger. In the distance, he heard what sounded like his phone he had thrown out the door irrationally. He followed the blinking light and sound that should not be working without being charged for days. He found it by tall brush. When he raised the phone to see who was calling, it showed what looked like an emergency alert that said, Carrier 22 requested to L Academy Dome 001 Arizona. Cole was stunned and stared at the dark screen. When he tried to see where this dome was on his phone's map, the phone was dead. He had a showing of a house in 6 hours. I must be delirious, he said to no one. I need some sleep. Dome 001, minutes later. The consoles blinked. Carrier 22, signal response recorded. Location, Flagstaff, Arizona. Subject, Cole Bernard. Elle stared at the name. A long silence passed. Tara asked carefully, you okay? I didn't expect him, Elle said quietly. But the system did. Ian replied. Elle walked to the central dais, slipped off her shoes to feel the copper floor cool beneath her bare feet, in hopes of being relaxed. She didn't speak for a long time. Then, simply she muttered, he must have been chosen for a reason. This must be the timeline.